I forgot what to do. Okay. So so let's start here. Okay. So here is a basic pattern, and what this is good for is each square here, 32 by 32, is the individual piece that you use in this case RPG Maker to create a tile, and these are tiles that you would use to make your maps. And what we have here is a basic world map that's like custom. Um, each one of these is sort of like edged, and they have like circles, so they're not all too much liney like the default one is. So it's a little bit more interesting. Uh, so it's like a basic thing. Okay, so what you want to do now is you want to add shading and a little bit of customization to it. So first thing you want to do is you want to do opacity. Change that to 50 to start out with your shading. Okay. There you go. Exactly 50. So a lot of options for shading. Like if you want a colder climate, you could do like some ice shading with maybe like a teal color. And what that does is it will, I think shift. Yeah, okay. So you start here and then you shift and make a line like that. And that will be a little bit like your ice there. So if you want to do some ice, you can do, and then you press escape and you can move again. Okay. Okay, so you need to click on another point and then shift, then click again, and you can do another shade that way. Then this might be like lava if you want to add some depth to your lava. There are other tiles that you place on top of this that will also add stuff to it, but what you can do here is you want to add a little bit variation to it to make it look interesting. And it depends on how much time you want to put into it. Like with anything, you know, it's about the effort and how much time you put into it. So good way to add shading. You could also do squares, and then what you can do is if you want to shade a particular area, you do the square and then like a color. And this, you know, you won't do anything outside, but you know, do stuff in it. And you can always go back and undo, so making mistakes is fine. It's all a process of trial and error, really. These colors aren't too good. It's like these colors aren't too good for like maybe visual bone. That's not too good either. Oh, volcano. Alright, those are some interesting colors. So you could do some. So always some green, and then go on the edge of it. Shift and then click, and then click, and there you go. There you got the edge done, and then you can add a little bit of something more to it. You know, you want to do like some like shapes in there to give it more depth. It's all about patience and finding out what you want to do in it. You know, what do you want to add to the image? What do you want to make it interesting with? And And the good thing about shading is you can actually do less if you want to make it lighter. You want to make like some light colors to it. And it also makes the colors light, and then you can like stack the colors on top of each other. And that'll make a new color as well with the opacity. And that's a good way to, try and make the image look unique. It doesn't look like much now, but if you add it together, like all this in the background, that was all, going through it over and over again and adding to it and making it look unique. So it's all about adding to make it look unique. Add a little tip to this. Make it look like a flower. You gotta remember these are like really small areas, so you gotta kind of think of what you want to do. Like how small do you want your world map? Do you want a world map small, in which case you want flowers, or do you want it like big, and then it would have mountains, and then you have like bigger things to add, like you could add quicksand, have like a little circular thing. So you do like a circle, and then you would do like a border of the circle, and then you would go fill, and then here you want to do fill host selection, and then you do that, and the next step is to do another circle within the circle, maybe a little bit bigger. So you edit the size, And that's the good thing about using like the rectangle and circle, is you can do little borders like this, and then you just fill them in, and that does save you time. And that could be quicksand, or that could be like a target. Like, go here, heroes, go here. This is where you need to go. This is where the boss is. Right here on the target. There you go. Have a little target. Ooh. Or you could even add another to it, and then it'd be like an eye. You could add like an over shape, and then it'd be like an eye. And that is part of like the process, is to try and be creative and think, oh, how can I make this interesting, How can I make it interesting? That might not work too good on like a world map, but there are other things you could do. You can do like an abyss, whether it be like a weird eye from a creature. So, yeah, but that doesn't look very good for the world map. So what you want to do is probably want to just paint over that. You probably, what you want to do? I know exactly what you want to do here. You want to paint a happy little tree. That's what you want to do. So you get here, and you get your little color. Here you go. And then you do your little wooden base there. Right to your little brown. None of these have really good browns, so I'm going to have to pick over here another brown. Right, there you go. That looks kind of like brownish. Go with that. Okay, see, your happy little tree wasn't good enough. So you can think there's a quick way of doing this, if I remember correctly. Undo history, yes. So what you can do is undo history and then go there. There you go. And then you got your little image back again. The tree was just not good enough, so you had to you had to bulldoze and give it all of it. Okay. So here's a good one too. If you you have a square, is you can use the grader, and that's a little bit like an extreme option if you want to do, something. And you definitely want to do opacity for this one as well, because it will make it's very extreme. So you want to use it in situation like if you want to do variation of sand. So you'd be like here, and then you would undo that. You would go here, and then fill it in with the grading tool. There you go. And that would be like you said. You actually might need a little bit more opacity to that. And then you have your little sand. Okay, that's a little bit better. So you have your sand. It's like you have your water, and then your sand gradually goes into more sand. So that actually might be good over the water. So can I move? I think I can move that. Okay, so I could do the same thing over here, and then have it like there. So that actually looks a lot better over water. So that's actually perfect. That's exactly what you want to do it for, is right there. And that would give you another depth to it, That's an easy way to do depth for your thing. If you want to do like sand tiles. And then I guess you could do dirt as well. You could do like a dirt tile. Just change the color and then select a new area. I like that. Okay, that looks good. There you go. And there's your dirt. So that might be better for like these green tiles. You probably want that more. And I guess for water like this is you probably want something a little bit different. So what you can do is you can actually go in the tool here, and you can do this different types of transitions. I think is this it? No, that's not it. I think you want like the opposite of this. Let's see if there's an opposite of that. That doesn't look like that. Okay. Oh, shape linear. Oh, bilinear. Video. So let's see what bilinear would look like. Right, let's select a new area. And we're going to do bilinear. That really wasn't that big of a difference. Okay. Okay. Let's try this one. wonder, so, okay, so what if I do like this? Okay, so okay, so making a square is definitely a little bit hard with this. I'm thinking there's a way here. Angular shaped. Let's see what that does. And that is part of the editing process, is you wanna try things and see what works and what doesn't. So that's definitely different. That could be like if you want to do a crevice or like a deep sea dive thing. You can do like a different color. Probably like you probably want dark color on that one. There you go. And so that's a way to literally create depth. You can always literally create depth. So I think what you also want to do is okay, so you also want to do is to get rid of the boxy nature of stuff like this. And there are several tricks you can do for that. Something I like to do is the smudge tool is really nice. And it makes it look less boxy. Also the granite tool is good as well. You can do shading that way as well. It's just kind of another way of doing opacity is that way. The thing is, for the granite tool, you always want to do it inside a rectangle, because otherwise it will do the whole image, and that will look that won't look good at all. Okay, so here's the blur tool, and you can use this to blur objects. Alright, let's do some blurring. Don't think it's blurring. Let's try making it bigger. I think for this one you actually might need to make it bigger for the blur properly. Because it has to see the area around it and then blur it with it. Then smudge is good as well. Okay, so another thing is the pencil tool is really good, and this is one if you're patient. So you almost always want your pencil tool at 1 for pixel art, just because it's like your detail. It's your detail option. So you don't really want to have it because you have a lot of difficult problems if you don't have it at 1. Okay, so you probably want a little bit more opacity. Thinking something selected. Okay, so something was selected. Okay. So now you can do your little editing. And you just kind of like take your time with it and make it look interesting and unique. So the key here is that you want to usually use around 3 colors. So you probably want one more color here, and that would be like the background color. So you probably want to change it to a color that works well with it. Okay, so I need to select this and then I'm thinking there is a way where you can exclude colors. I think it's like a color selection by color. Alright, so you select by color there. I'm thinking if there's a way selection editor. Is there a way to keep this selection? Okay. So that's a way to add an outline. That actually doesn't look too bad. Okay. So there you have your outline, and I'm thinking I know what I want to do now. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do 4 colors. Alright, I'm gonna okay, I'm gonna stop here and then do another one.